Hey YouTube, it's Fred here from Hillians Bricks, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about vintage Lego and kind of going back to the late 80s, early 90s and the sets that got me into Lego. I saw this old Lego set on some post the other day and I was like, wow, that brings back some memories. So I decided I'm going to go through a few sets that I had as a child and then also ones that I wished I had as a child. So it kind of also got me back into Lego, and this is where my first love of Lego started. So let us know if these sets are familiar to you, or if there's any sets that I've missed in my list that you wished you had or did have back in the 90s. So yeah, vintage Lego it is. Right, so the first Lego set that we're talking about is this Whirl and Wheel Super Truck from 1990. I remember this as a child. My father used to be a truck driver as well, had a transport company, so I was always into trucks, and I remember this set vividly. This was quite big in dimensions. It also had like a wheel at the back of this truck where you could rotate, the front wheels. I really loved this set a lot. It looked pretty cool, and I remember getting this set. So this was one of my favorite sets growing up. The next set that I had was this train set, the Metroliner. This Metroliner 9-volt train did lots of laps around the track that I built in my house. I had a big love for trains. I really like the fact that this train also had, the lights that lit up. And I do miss the 9-volt tracks. I thought they were really good. You didn't have to worry about all the batteries like you have to do now. You just powered it up and it kind of went. Yes, the track was more expensive, but in the end you save with not having to have the battery power. And next is kind of to go along with that one was this train station, which was from 1991. I still think that Lego are missing a great train station. I feel that this is something they should be building for all the Lego train fans out there. I had this set, and again, it was built along the track of the Metroliner, and I had great fun with this one because you also had these little ramps that you could connect quite nicely to the rest of any city that you had. So it definitely brings back memories, this train. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of these old Lego sets anymore because my parents decided to sell the house we lived in with all its contents at the time whilst I was at university. And then this is the other set that kind of went with it, the manual level crossing. Lego don't seem to be paying much attention to the Lego trains at the moment, even though there's lots of train fans out there. I love this. A simple set, just a train crossing, but back then it kind of made the rest of the city come more alive as well. And played countless numbers of hours with it. And I think that was the last one of the Lego trains that I had. And this next set was a pirate set, Forbidden Island. So this brings back lots of memories. I got this given by my grandma one year, and I played a lot with this set. It wasn't the most complicated to build, but I remember these little cannons. They had those little barrels in there that you could put in and you just fire them off. That was lots of fun. And I also remember there being a trap door in here that ultimately the pirate then got captured into the little prison underneath. So I thought that was pretty cool. Lots of playability factors back in when was this released? This was released in 1989. So I definitely remember this set. See, not the most part 164 parts, but it was lots of fun and definitely brings back childhood memories. And probably one of my first sets was this little house. When was it? 1988. So the vacation house. Nothing spectacular, but typical for 80s Lego. Lots of red roofs and things like that. Red and white and blue seem to be the basic colors that they were using. Why is it keeps highlighting? Show off the instructions. Quite a square, boxy car. Yeah, that definitely brings back memories. And we also had the hospital. I remember having this hospital set. I pretty much broke up quite quickly as a child to try and build other things. I remember always having these windows with the stripes everywhere. I was like, what can I build with them? Because these were stickered elements. not often where you find like a waiting room outside. Hey, there was no real detail inside this building as far as I remember, but that's Legos from the 80s. And what year was this in? 1987. God, that's a long time ago, isn't it? And this set was probably my favorite set from my childhood, 1987. And this brings back memories for a few sad reasons, really. This was given to me by my uncle. I think I got this around 1989. And unfortunately, he passed away about 2 years later, quite unexpectedly. And whenever I see this set, kind of reminds me of him now. So yeah, I bought the 6991 recently, second hand somewhere else, because I couldn't find this one for a good price. But yeah, these monorails kind of bring back memories from that. And those 9 volts batteries. This went out for hours and hours with the lights flashing. I absolutely love this set. This was really cool, and I kind of rebuilt it into different kind of shapes, and I modified a lot of these things. It was good fun. Lots of hours spent playing with the monorails, and kind of the sets that I wish that Lego would bring back will be the monorail. So I think this is the last of the sets that I had. Now we're going to move on to the sets that I wished I had. And the first one was this airport. I've always been a big fan of aviation and travel and airlines. And I had some of the planes, but never had the airport. And I thought this airport looked so good. You just got to remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, we didn't have digital means to start looking up at things. We all had to look at the local toy shops catalogs, and they always showed pictures like this, which made it look really cool. And to me, that's the sort of set that I really, really wanted. But never got around to getting it. Next is another monorail, going with the airport theme as well. This was the airport shuttle. You can see this kind of incorporates quite nicely with some road plates as well, and quite a lot of track, so you could build quite a lot of things on here. So I like the look of that proper monorail. Again, look at that box, beautiful, right? I just remembered this set was one that I really, really wanted, but never got around to getting. And we're moving on to piratey themes, because those were the sort of themes really I was into as a child. Pirates and city, pretty much. This looked pretty cool with the base plate, and I like the fact that it had like a little harbour almost, and all these slopes and probably hidden features as well. A lot of playability in these pirate sets. And this was by far, I think, then the best set from 1989. This was, the one that was always the most expensive that was available, the Black Seas Barracuda. Just look at that. When you look at this set now, you wouldn't be necessarily so impressed, because we all know how big the Star Wars sets are and everything. But back then, this set was massive compared to anything else that was out there, and this looked so cool. And I remember seeing this in display in a local toy store, and I was like, wow, I wish I had that. So, but never got round to getting it. And if you look at some of the pricing now, people will wish they had it. And yeah, it's worth quite a bit. And 3 more sets. This one, again, 1989. Dorado Fortress. So you see, you could build a whole pirate themed landscape if you wanted, with the amount of sets they had back then. It was big in the early 90s, late 80s, all the pirate themes. Again, I didn't have this set. Next was this set. I really, really wanted this set, and whenever I saw this built into like the catalogs, when you saw like Lego cities being built, I loved the fact that, as a child I had like a wooden car garage. I always wanted one of Lego, and I loved the concept of the car wash and the petrol station. This was the one that was high on my bucket list back then, but unfortunately never got. I'm not so keen. If you look at those cars from there and now, it's quite laughable, really. But yeah, that's what Lego looked like back in the 80s. But yeah, this definitely brings memories. And then the final set that I wished I had but never got round to getting Let me know if you agree or disagree with this. It's a set from 1985, and it was this train, the 12-volt train. I thought this was epic. I thought this looked so cool, and I've seen some videos of it, and it looked amazing. It looked quite fast as well, and I forever wanted this set. Never got around to getting it, but yeah, that was back when I was a child, the set that I really wanted. So let us know in the comments section if you agree or disagree with any of this set, if this brings back any memories, or if any of these sets that you wish you had or you did have, or if I missed any sets, or any sets that you think I should have included in the list from back then. But yeah, that's it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon.